The vision of Valley Youth House is that all young people would be part of a nurturing community, that they would have people in their lives who care about them, who go to bat for them, who will stick with them no matter what. And unfortunately, there are a number of children in our communities that don't have that in their lives.
This place changed my life, and I wouldn't have the opportunity to share what God has blessed me with if this opportunity didn't happen for me.
They really made a difference in my life. Even though I went to several different programs, they were the only program who actually listened to my needs and focused on what I needed as an individual, as opposed to what would just work for any foster youth.
If I wasn't in Valley Youth House, I was just, like I said, I'd be on the streets, not even thinking, you know what I mean? I could be dead on the streets.
Valley Youth House is in a unique position that they really can help repair relationships, build new relationships that have a lasting impact. They have so many things to offer across their spectrum of programs.
There's a concept in chemistry about a catalyst, and a catalyst is sort of taking two things that should react, should come to some outcome, and there's a certain activation energy, a certain amount of work that needs to be done to get to this better outcome. And I think that's sort of what we do for young people. In the end, it's their lives, and they need to do the work, but we can help them and just make it a little bit easier for them to grow and achieve the adulthood, the life that they really are meant to live.
For a lot of kids, Valley Youth House is a chance for them to get their lives back in order. So it's a very important resource for the community. It fits a niche that is really essential to making sure that kids can live a fulfilling life.
Most people have a view of the Valley Youth House. They think it's a shelter that they drive by in Bethlehem or a shelter in Allentown. What most people don't realize is that the Valley Youth House operates today in 14 counties, 250 apartments, touching 30,000 youth and families every year.
At the heart of what we have to make sure we're doing is building relationships with young people who have scars on their hearts, who have been through a challenge. And our focus has to be to build a close relationship with those young people to the point that they know someone else cares about them and has their back and is willing to help them get to where they need to be successful.
To donors, I would say, first of all, your investment in young people, you can never go wrong. Because if we invest in young people when they're young, we will build those assets. And asset building is what we all should be about. So back then, people probably didn't think Celisa would be the CEO of her own energy technology company. And so if somebody didn't give me a chance, back when I was 15, 16 years old, I wouldn't sit here today. So your investment in a young person literally you'll never go wrong.
Whether it's your investment in money or time that you're involved or whatever it is, you want to see a return. And the return that Valley Youth House has proven is that they're affecting lives, they're affecting families, they're affecting individuals. And so I would encourage people that might be interested in getting involved to say this is a very well-run organization that is impacting lives throughout the Lehigh Valley and beyond the Lehigh Valley.
I can't imagine what the Valley would be like without a program like Valley Youth House. Just to see that over 30,000 individuals are affected each year is an incredible statistic. I think they just do a fabulous job.
It's sometimes easy to forget that everybody's not as blessed as we are. And oftentimes what people need is really relatively modest. And telling somebody, look at the difference you can make in the life of a child with relatively modest help. And why can't you do that? And by the way, aren't you where you are in life because somebody helped you along the way? So pay it forward.
Our vision for Valley Youth House in the next 5 years or 10 years is that we continue to be a safe harbor for kids to come to. Our staff have been working with families and children facing these challenges for 45 years in our communities. Our folks are experts at what these kids need.
While I was in Valley Youth House, they allowed me to go to various speaking engagements like this, and for me, that was therapeutic. And the reason I still reach out to them is because I know there's kids that are just like me and have been through worse hurt. So I want them to know that that's not it for them.
My life story started like 4 years old. My mom obviously gave me away to her friend, and her friend did so much damage to me, it's stuck in my head. Getting abused sexually, emotionally, and physically. You know, every day I think of that.
What Valley Youth House has done for individuals that have come to their shelter, like myself, is given us that wraparound services that we needed at that time to be successful. And if I didn't have that, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
I think success has a lot to do with ending up as a balanced individual. So, you know, work is important, play is important, giving back is important. So the combination of all those balances is really, really important, I think, in helping to define success.
I think just going through the whole system, it taught me that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. This isn't my end-all, be-all, and not to be scared. If you live in fear, you're not living.
If it wasn't for Valley Youth House, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. I would not, be thinking of achieving my goal.
I thank Valley Youth House for what they're doing. I said keep on doing it. I mean, the leadership here is phenomenal. They're really looking to make a difference, and they are passionate. You know they care.
When we saw the Valley Youth House and we saw the things that it does, it drew us in and said, this is worth it. This is absolutely worth it. And so I know a lot of people have contributed to this event. From us personally, thank you so much for all of the contributions. It's going to be used incredibly well. You're going to get a good return, and not only that, but you're going to affect lives that need to be affected.
The dollars that are given to these programs will directly go to support young people and families who really need help the most. And investments made now, when kids are young, will save our society countless dollars in the future and will have a positive impact for generations to come as we help teach children and families better ways to relate to each other.
All it takes is one caring adult to make a difference in the lives of these children and their families forever.